Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Moody, your coach of the Westchester Weavers, and today we have our JBA Season 5 Week 2 matchup against the Oakland Roseraiders, coached by King L5. Not gonna lie, guys, this is gonna be a tough match. King L5 is a really good battler. He's won JBA 3 times in a row. He's won a couple other leagues as well, and he's been on this channel bodying me. I think last season I got like 6-0 by him, and then during the finals in season 3 I got like 5-0 by him. In the finals, I was like, but hopefully we can do well. It's just for fun at the end of the day. But he's got a pretty interesting team on his side of the field, and he's got Embor, Amamola, Mew, Disudai, Buffalon, and Marowak. While on my side of the field, we got Entei, the God, rocking with Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, and Stone Edge. Believe I'm rocking an Assault Vest. Before I go into any further, sorry if I forget any details about this match, guys. I played this like literally a week ago. I played this like before Memorial Day, and I'm like uploading. I'm like recording this like the day before it goes up. So to put that in some context, I went away from Memorial Day weekend, and then just like kind of like been really busy for like past weeks. So if I forget anything, my bad. But yeah, so Entei is rocking with Adamant Nature with Max Attack and probably enough speed to, I forget what I speed crept. Maybe Embor? I forget what I speed crept. I knew I didn't speed crept, or maybe I just sped crept a modest mute, so max speed. But regardless, so next we have Westchester the Weavile. Rocking a pretty standard set with Knockoff, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and Low Kick. So Icicle Crash, Ice Shard is more so for the Thunderous and the Marowak, and Knockoff for the Disudai and for the Mew. I guess Ice Shard and Icicle Crash can also be applied to the Disudai as well, but you know, hit a couple other things too. I'm just forgetting off the top. But next to Weavile, we have our third heavy hitter of the Season 5 team with Xeno, the Thunderous Therian. Thunderous Therian, it is rocking, I believe, Agility, Dark Pulse, Thunderbolt, and I think I want to say HP Ice. Maybe I'm rocking Nasty Blood. Not sure, but we're a Life Orb set, Max Attack, and enough speed to outspeed a timid Mew. We have to run a Timid Nature as well, but yeah, this Thunderous is basically just to hit really hard. As you can kind of see on his team, it does have a halfway decent matchup. Thunderbolt's gonna hurt Embor. Thunderbolt's gonna really hurt Almola. Dark Pulse is gonna hurt Disudai and Mew, and Dark Pulse is gonna do a lot to Marowak. Thunderbolt will do a lot to Buffalon too. And then next we have Loopy Doopy, the Porygon Z. We decided to go Choice Scarf this time with Psychic, Tri-Attack, and Bolt Beam. So Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. I think those are the last 2 moves I ran. Yeah, maybe an HP. But Loopy Doopy is there to just come in and kind of just hit something hard. Psychic was specifically for the Embor, so you can't really come in on a Tri-Attack. I'm not sure if Adaptability Tri-Attack actually does more than Psychic. I probably should have looked at that calc. I think Psychic just does more to Embor. I would hope it would. But yeah, next to Loopy Doopy we have Flagoon rocking, I believe, max HP, max defense with the Yachi Berry and Earthquake, Toxic, Defog, and Roost. This is supposed to be an Embor switch-in to a degree. Embor hits like a truck, so you kind of just like Embor is one of those mons that like you may not have necessarily an answer to it defensively, but you kind of need to answer it offensively. I think the best example of those kind of mons is like Mega Metacham per se. Like you don't really have a wall for a switch in unless like it's like some bulky ass ghost mon, but you could have, it's better to check offensively than defensively. And I just realized I totally skipped over Suicune. So, sorry, Crystal. I skipped over you. So, Crystal, the Suicune, with Sub, Toxic, Roar, and Scald. Subset, sub up on the Alamola. I figured you'd bring the Alamola. I was like really confident you'd bring that, and like I think that was like the only one I was like super confident that he'd bring. Evolve likes to bring like a lot of weird shit, but and that he uses very effectively. So sometimes it's hard to judge. But I had like almost 100% certainty that he would bring Alamola for the Entei specifically. But yeah, so that's the squad. General strategy around this, just looking at his team, like, I'll give you my mindset before the battle started. I was like, yo, I have no idea what he wants to do with Boubalon. I was just like, yo, what? Like, I've seen Boubalon in, like, random matches. He told me before, he's like, yo, got the heat. And I was like, what's up, Boubalon? I was like, yeah, all right, boy. Emil is probably going to be his big defensive mon. Witch Pass here. Toxics themselves called up. Probably like Wish Protect Scald. And Toxic. Marowak probably is Stealth Rocker. Unless he wants to make it Mew and wants to do something cool with the Marowak. But the Marowak is more than likely a Stealth Rocker user. Disudai, probably, I don't know, probably just like a general attacker, you know, pivot around. And then Embor here to break some walls. Mew was the toughest one to gauge just because Mew can be like really anything. Kind of a really good jack of all trades kind of mon. But yeah, let's get into this match. I think I just decided let's lead off with Flygoon because I don't want to switch it into an Embor pretty much. So we lead off with Flygoon. He leads off Disudai. I'm max defense or close to max defense. So that U-turn did about like 17%ish. I knew I could live any hit and then, you know, roost off the damage. So I decided to go for a Toxic right here, and we connect the Toxic on the Alamola. Right here, I'm like, all right, Toxic's probably coming in. I don't know why I decided to go Suicune. That was probably a bad play in retrospect. But he misses Toxic, so it was a good play. I guess, right? So he goes in Toxics right there. I went into Suicune actually because I was a little worried that he would Ice Beam. That's why I went to Suicune. But when he Toxic, I was like, oh, that was probably a better play to do. But yeah, so he missed Toxic, kind of unfortunate. And we decided to just sub up right here, and we get up a sub. He can't really do much, and he decides to knock off. That's just damage right there. So he looks like he's Toxic, knock off, and then he's probably Wish Protect too, so maybe he doesn't have Scald or Ice Beam. Kind of good to know. Kind of makes that like a soft as Zante said, like even worthless. But yeah, so we decided to go for another Toxic, protecting him in the switch right here, and we lay a Toxic down in Disudai, which is very nice. We decided to switch right here and on his Leaf Blade, and it does about 34-ish. Probably just should have let him break this up, to be honest. But what are you going to do? We decided to roost right here. I'm like, yo, someone's getting Toxic right now. So I decided to let Loopy Doopy get Toxic. He misses again, which is really unfortunate. What are you going to do? He goes into the Mew, and we Psychic, protecting the Embor on like maybe like a Tri-Attack or something along those lines. He goes in Mew, which is fine play on his part. He goes and bulks up on the Mew, and then he decides to switch to Alamola, and we decide to try to Toxic the Mew right there. Even if it meant like synchronized Toxic pack on me, like I was totally cool with that. Like whatever. We decided to go into Loopy Doopy because kind of just figured this thing would get Toxic. He decides to go right here for a Protect to scout what I'm gonna lock myself into, and I lock myself in the Tri-Attack, and then probably should have switched right here, but he goes into Disudai. I just wanted to see what he would go in on a Tri-Attack, and Disudai obviously makes the most sense because it is immune, and I'll be racking up more Toxic damage. And I think right here we go into the God Entei, yes. And he goes for the U-turn, and he can go right back into Alamola, but he decides to go into Embor instead, and I'm like, don't really want to take like a head smash. No, not really. So we go into that, and he decides to Toxic me. And we were just playing a Toxic game. We were playing a lot of Toxic going on. So I decided Earthquake right here. He goes to Alamola, perfectly fine. I think right here, I think we go into Entei. Yeah, we go into Entei because I don't think he has Scald or anything like that. He knocks off the Assault Fest. That's whatever. It doesn't look like, unless the Mew is especially offensive, it doesn't look like anything else that really has special offensive move. But the Mew had bulk up, so probably not especially offensive, but we decided to go for the Stone Edge right here, and he lays the Toxic down, and we're kind of just hoping for like honestly a crit. We go into Xeno on the switch, and he goes into Embor. We have to switch right here back into Flagon because we don't want to take Flare Blitz, and he goes into Marowak. Cool play on his part. We go for the Toxic, and we miss right there, and he goes for the Rocks. And can't really complain about missing Toxic. He missed like 3 in a row. But yeah, so we go into Flygon, and we just roost up on the switch. And then I think we defog right here. I want to say we defog right here. Yep. We defog right here, and he decides to knock off my Yachi Berry. That don't matter unless that Mew got some random Ice Beam. But yeah, and I think who are we switching to? We switching to Loopy Doopy right here, and he decides to go for another Toxic. We already Toxic, boy. We go into Loopy Doopy, and I think we switch into Xeno. Yep, and we get the Mew. We Dark Pulse right here. He is Culpa Berry. It does like 22%, but we get the flinch, which is kind of unfortunate for him, but it's Dark Pulse. What are you going to do? We decide to go for a Dark Pulse, and we get a crit. And I'm like, yo, Xeno wants to win. Xeno wants to fucking win. I'll tell you that. And I think this kind of puts him in Thunderbolt range. I'm not 100% sure if he was in Thunderbolt range at this point. But yeah, so I think I thought he was in Thunderbolt if I was looking at the calcs correctly. I don't really remember, to be honest. So if it wasn't in range, that was just a bad play on my part. We decide to switch, and we go into Flagoon, and he goes for the Double Edge. And I had a feeling, I was like, yo, I admitted this in the chat too. I was like, yo, this Marowak is gonna go for something like fucking weird. And he goes for a Double Edge, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what he's going for. So we go into Suicune right here. Goes to This Should Die. And I get up a sub on it, and he has to take 2 turns of Toxic for this and a Scald. So, no, we roar. Wow, I should have Toxic there. That's a bad play. And we go into DC Die, and we Scald right here. There, or he goes in DC Die. And he goes and racks up a little more Toxic damage. And I think he goes for the U-turn right here. Yep. And he goes for U-turn. And goes into Almola. So Almola is a little hard for me to break. I need to get Xeno in on a switch on this. And then he throws just a Witch. And I'm losing health due to this Toxic. I think, and I just went for Sacred Fire right there, I guess. Does clean 21, but he gets all his health back with the Wish, and he just died. I just let Entei die right here. I'm just like, whatever. I need a clean switch, and we go into Xeno right here, try to put pressure on him, and we do this, and then right here, I was like, yo, gotta go for Dark Pulse. We flinching. And I called the flinch. I don't care what anybody says. I called the flinch right here, and I got a flinch. Xeno did not want to lose this game. Xeno was like, we ain't losing. We ain't losing. But we go for another Dog Portal to try to knock it out. And then I think this gets put into Thunderbolt range. I'm not... No, he's like right outside Thunderbolt range, if I do remember correctly. Now, right here, probably should have gone right back into Xeno and tried to take this thing out with Thunderbolt. But I decided to make the bad play and go into Suicune and try to get a Skull Burn, I guess. I think that's why I did that. Yeah, maybe. Probably. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I think we just sub right here. No, we go into Xeno, predicting the Wish. And then we just try to put mad pressure on this. So I had a choice right here. I could either Dark Pulse predicting the Marowak or Thunderbolt predicting the Bouvalant. Either, depending on what I pick, that will get KO'd. Thunderbolt, I'm pretty sure, kills the Bouvalant, and Dark Pulse will kill the Marowak based on the previous damage. So I kind of just got to nail the prediction right here. And hope I choose right, because I don't think he's switching in right here, because Almwell is just too valuable at this point for him. But I picked Dark Pulse, and I picked the wrong Mon, and I'm like, oh, dude. Man, that was just like a backbreaker. I was just like, oh. I was having so much fun in this game for a while, and then after that, I was just deflated. I was like, bruh, man. But yeah, that really seals it up at this point. Not to say that I would have won if I nailed that prediction, but it was because later in the game that it is clear to me that the Disudai is Choice Scarfed. But still, it was just like one of those plays that was just like, it just deflates you. But yeah, so he gets all the health back, and then like I'm like, ah man, Sukun's gotta take this hit. And so Sukun takes a head charge to the face, and then yeah, this game's over, pretty much. And he just head charges again, and then I think we just decide to do we go into Weavile right here? Yeah, we go into Weavile, and I think we just decide to low kick or Ice Cream Crash. No, knockoff. Okay, moves. Probably should have just low kicked, I suppose. Um, but even Flare Blitz, he lives on 2 recoil, and I'm like, man, come on, yo. That sucks. But we just Dark Pulse right here, and then he just goes and DC die and takes me out. Even though we got Body Bag 5-0, like, it was still a fun game. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I have fun playing L5. Even if I get, like, even if I get bodied, I have fun. I always have fun playing him. But yeah, good game to him. We go to 0-2, which sucks. 0-2 with bad differentials, so we gotta start popping off some wins. We had 2 really tough matches to begin the year or begin the season, so hopefully we could start turning around and get some dubs. But yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this JBA action. Make sure to check out Jade Hacks. Make sure to check out King L5. But yeah, that's about wrapping it up for me. My name is Woody, and I'm your coach of the Westchester Weaviles, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.